What's going on, everybody? Brian Mann here, hands-on auto training. I'm giving you a heads up. This video is going to be long. This is much longer than the average video I put up there. However, I am taking you along step by step through my diagnostic process on this car, along with the repair. Usually, I don't get the chance to do the repair or a follow-up test drive and see stuff. I usually diagnose things for shops, and they do the heavy work, and the vehicle's gone. And if it has a problem, I hear about it, but I usually don't get to see the results after we're done. So we're going to go ahead on that. Guys, if you're interested in more in-depth training, learning about different things such as picoscope and other automotive testing and stuff like that, be sure to check out handsonautotraining.com. What's up, everybody? Brian Mann here, hands-on auto training. We got this 2018 Chevy Equinox got dropped off over here for a low power complaint, reduced power message, and a couple other things going on. So I'm starting off with a pre-scan. I got to move this vehicle so I can get my work van out so I can go to work today. But I want to take you along for the pre-scan. We're going to see what we come up with. Okay, I'm just going to turn the key on. This has been sitting overnight. I have not personally started this vehicle yet, but I'll hold the power button. We'll get this thing started up. They say they're on a highway driving, and it just died out. Oh, VIN scan. I want to go auto scan. That's what I want. They're on the highway driving, and it just lost power. They're able to drive it home, but the vehicle wasn't running very well. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we get here. Going to diagnosis. We'll start off with a complete vehicle pre-scan. See what we get. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit the report button so we can make a report on this. Hit OK. And we're going to be concerned with these Ecm codes here. And first I'm going to go ahead and share this with myself via email. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open this report, take a look at all the codes, and see what's up. In our engine control module, we got a 101 mass airflow sensor. We got a 299 engine underboost. We got intake airflow performance and a battery sensor module. And idle speed low. So let's take a look what else we have here. Invalid data from brake control. Battery module. So with all this stuff there, I think I want to go into my engine control module. I want to take a look at the data PIDs here. This is not equipped. Automatic. I want to go ahead into my data stream, and I want to be reading, I want to look at my induction data. There we go. And I'm really concerned with looking at, like, say, the mass airflow sensor, the boost sensor, the baro sensor. So there's a baro. Let's just scroll through here. Boost pressure. I don't know why we have a bunch of boost pressures. There's quite a few there. Let's look at our desired, our calculated airflow. Not so worried about my engine speed. Intake manifold pressure, map sensor. Let's go mass airflow sensor. Not sure why we have two mass airflow sensors. That should be good. So we're going to hit OK. So we have our data PID selected. We want to take a look at. And let's go ahead and start this up once we get this screen going. I should probably try doing a recording here. I'm going to be watching our boost pressure, our barometric pressure, maybe a little bit low, slightly, but it's okay. 0 pounds of boost, that makes sense, right? Airflow is at 0 grams per second. I'm gonna hit the record button. I don't do this often with the top on. So recording, put my foot on the brake, we'll start it up, see how it runs. Holy cow, mass airflow, 15 grams. This thing's probably running at 1,000 RPM or something. 20 grams, look at this mass airflow. There's no way this thing has a surge to it. The tach is bouncing a bit. So I have a recording. Wow, that mass airflow is really reading. Boost pressure is at 0. Desired boost is 2.46. Let me go ahead and rev this thing up once and take a look at the data. We got a little boost out of it. I'm gonna stop my recording. Let's pop the hood and take a look. Save that. Maybe this has like a snorkel off or something. Oh, sounds like a little bit of something building a nest up there. So I'm just poking around looking for anything obvious here. I don't see anything going on obvious. So that boost pressure sensor, or sorry, mass airflow sensor was reading extremely high for a little bit. I don't know why. Definitely got something going on here. I'm gonna have to take a look at these codes. And I do have to get this thing out of my driveway so I can get my work van out. So we'll go take it for a quick spin and see how it runs down the road. Even though without boost, these things aren't gonna run very well. So the check engine light is on. Definitely have that on. Seems okay right now, going backwards. Oh, maybe not. It's got a little bit of a surge to it right now. A little bit of a surging action going on. Let's go for a spin around the block and see what's up. Oh. Ooh. I hear something whistling. It does have a tip-in drop. Like when you hit the throttle, it definitely does not accelerate. Like it falls on its face for a second. I'm kind of paying attention to the scan data there. Boost is only at 0.14 psi when I'm hitting it here. So boost pressure, I'm going to try that one more time. You guys watch that, and I'm going to hit this. I hear something whistling on this thing, guys. I can hear it whistling outside. So we're going to have to go ahead and take a look at those codes. I just wanted to see how this thing went down the road real quick. Desired boost is 6.8 psi. We have 0 pounds of boost. So when I stomp on it, we can get 0.14. There's wide open throttle. It's kind of a dog, and we're not going fast here. It really wasn't accelerating as you'd expect it to. So we'll get this thing looked at. I gotta go look at those codes, run out, do a couple jobs, and we'll get back to it and see what's up here. All right, guys, so I got back home and I wanted to take a look at the codes and just get some diagnostic direction with this thing. So let's take a look here. This is the top-down scan report. This is the emailed scan report. And you can see here we've got that P0101, we got the P0299, the 506, and the 1101 are the main ones I'm concerned about. So using the nice Control C and Control V, we're going to copy this VIN and we're going to go ahead and paste it into all data over here. And with this pasted into all data, we can see we got two options for this 1.5 turbo. I think this is all-wheel drive. I've got to be honest with you, I don't know off the top of my head, but we're going to go with all-wheel drive for right now. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and search out that P0101. Let's see what comes up. And I'm going to take a look. Oh, P0101. Let's look around here. Reduced power. We definitely had a reduced power. P0101, P0111. So it looks like there's a couple TSBs. Let's see how many more there are. Got a bunch of TSBs just by typing this code. Let me just try typing in P0299. I'm not super familiar with these codes off the top of my head. But let's take a look what else sets. These are cold ambient temperature. It's hot out right now. I'm just taking a peruse around here. Ice blockage. We don't have any ice blockage right now. There are a lot of TSBs on this thing. Wow. Lots of codes. Let me go back up to that P0101 and just take a look at a couple of these TSBs. Like I said, we are using all data here. Let's just check this All right, so here we go. All right. We could have these codes and reduced power, and they're saying it applies to all these vehicles. Huge coverage list, 2.0s, 1.5s. Let's check. We definitely have the 1101 and a 101. We don't have the P015B. Check for a coupler located on the passenger side of the charge air cooler. That's the intercooler. We're talking about an O-ring seal being missing. I'm assuming we should probably just smoke check this thing to take a look at that. Let me see what the flow chart is for this P0299. You're just seeing me how I go about stuff, not saying I'm always the right way. Let me go back here. I'll go back over here to diagnostic trouble codes, P code charts, and 299. Let's just see what this is all about. So this is an engine underboost code. It means the basically the PCM's not seeing the boost it wants to see. Desired boost is between 20 to 35 psi, and that's for running it. And what does it take to set the DTC? The desired boost is less than the actual boost for more than 3 seconds, so it's got to be there for 3 seconds. And what do they tell us to do for diagnosing this? Are any of these other codes set? 107? No. Verify the barometric pressure sensor is within spec. Let's just take a look. My altitude right here on the Great Lake Erie is right around probably 800 to 900 feet, so let's say we should be reading 94 to 102 and 13.6 to 14.8. I remember seeing that on a scan tool. I think we were like 14.06, so we're good there. Let's go back here. So I'm just taking a look here what else might be going on. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the smoke machine out, and we're going to go ahead outside and smoke test this and see if we can find a leak. I want us to take a look here. I noticed they had that note about the air charge cooler hose popping off. That's all the way down there. Let me see if I can possibly get that to zoom in for us, because it is a long way down there. Now around that hose I do see quite a bit of moisture, which I don't really like that too much. It's either oil or something going on. I don't know the history of this vehicle. I do believe it's a salvage, but we're going to go ahead and smoke test this and see what we come up with. All right, to set up the smoke machine, I'm going to go ahead and pop off this inlet to the throttle body. We're going to pop this thing off, and we're going to plug it up and blow the smoke in this way. So it'll go through the front here, down there, come back up this side up to the turbo. So I am expecting to see a leak at those inlet O-rings, but we'll see what we come up with. Now it really is pretty windy out, so I don't know how well, if we have a very small leak, we may not be able to pick it up. But this little clip slides out a little bit here, and this should come up. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and use a baffle here. This is an inflatable diaphragm, so we can kind of close up the inlet here and blow some smoke up there. Put this in a little bit and pump it up, almost like giving blood pressure, or taking blood pressure, right? So that should be good. All right, so we're going to get the smoke machine going, turn the power on, hit the air mode button. That's the airflow, and then we're going to get our smoke going. Hit the smoke, and I'm going to wait till we have some smoke rolling out of here. You can see we got quite a bit of airflow. This tool here is very, very powerful. You got to be really careful you don't overpressure systems, because I mean you could definitely blow up an evap canister. I mean this is already up to 5 psi here. So we have some smoke rolling. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in to that port that we just did, our bladder, should I say. And you can see it's a pretty windy day, so whenever I do smoke testing, I always like to have my flashlight out, and I'm looking for any leaks here. I'm just going to be poking around, seeing if we have any leaks going on that I can see. And I'm really expecting, I thought they said on the passenger side, that to check for that hose to come off. So A bright flashlight helps. Sometimes shadows will drive you crazy chasing around smoke leaks as well, but even a hole anywhere in this tube would cause a problem. But looking down there at that tube all the way at the bottom, trying to see if I see anything. And this tube comes up out of the intercooler down there. You can also take a look at our intercooler up front, see if we have anything going on. This definitely has some signs of little nicks and hits in the intercooler here. The bottom row is kind of smashed. I don't know if it'll focus in on there for you guys to see that. Whoa! I just saw a big whiff of smoke. Smoke is rolling. All right. I hope it comes out on camera. And like I said, it's windy, so we have smoke coming out of over here. I'm thinking it would be that O-ring for that intercooler tube. It's coming down from below. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get this, get that splash shield off. We'll take a look, see what's up. Let me go ahead and turn this off for now. Don't want to be rolling smoke all the time. Feel like a diesel rolling coal. All right, guys, we got this up on jack stands to be safe. Let me go ahead and turn that smoke back on and see if we can see anything underneath here. Now I'm thinking that's got to be a big enough leak to cause some issues, so it looks like I'm going to have to take this panel down right here. You can see here this intercooler's got a bunch of oil on it. I don't know why it's so oily, but it was seeming to come back from somewhere different. I'm expecting it to come from this big tube right where the light's shining, but it really seemed like it was coming from a little further over. Okay, it definitely does not seem to be coming from the hose. It's coming from further to the left, which would be the driver's side. Up in here, I'm gonna have to drop this lower plate to see it, but I almost guarantee it's an intercooler leaking on this, and I do believe that would cause all the problems that we're having. So we're gonna go ahead, order up an intercooler, get it on here, and see if it fixes this problem. When it's windy outside, it can be hard to pinpoint things sometimes, but definitely coming from down there. Whew, it's hot outside. I don't know if you can see, but I'm drenched in sweat. It's pretty humid out there. Let's take a look at our service information, and we're going to take a look at what the process is to replace this intercooler. Let me search for intercooler. There we go. Intercooler. Let's see what the parts and labor is. Calls for 2.2 hours to replace the part there on all data. And let's figure out the service and repair. They call it the charge air cooler, just so you know. That will trip you up sometimes. Okay, so it's bolted on down there. But whenever you're doing any diagnostics or repair or anything, if you're not used to using service information, always click the hyperlinks. It'll lead you where you got to go. So taking a look here, we're going to go ahead and click on radiator air baffle lower. And the first step there gives us a hyperlink over here to front bumper fascia replacement. And this is an Equinox, so let's see. Remove the front tire air deflector. Front tire air deflector replacement. Then remove that piece. I already have that off. That's cool. Okay, so we got to take out the inner fender well. And if I needed more information on each one of these, I'm sure I could get it, but I'm going to pop the wheels off. And we got to take these bolts off across the top here. And this is probably where I want to see. I don't do a lot of body work per se, or bumper type of work, but usually there's going to be some bolt somewhere that holds it on, and the rest is probably going to be clips. And yeah, it looks like a bunch of clips there. And pop that thing off. So let's see, X out, and yeah, that'll do it. So let's go back out there and see what we can come up with. 8 of the little Torx. 1 push pin, 2 7mm head bolts. All right, so I'm taking a look here. There's a 7mm head bolt right here, and I think everything else comes off in one piece with a bumper. So let me go do the other side. But I definitely got to get this bolt right here. This is the one, so coming out, taking a look right where the seam is here between the fender and the bumper cover, there is a bolt right there. I don't know about all electrical connectors. I didn't go that far in the service information for the actual procedure here. I just want to see. We'll probably just buzz these off and then we're going to take a look and see what happens. Did I ever tell you Brian's not a body guy? Well, that's a fact. Definitely a fact. Usually these things should just kind of come off. There, just like that. Get this other side here. All right, there we are. And there is a big connector over here. There we go. All right, now there's this baffle piece. This is just push pins, I believe. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the smoke on again. I'm gonna see if we can't find this leak. The wind is kicking up a bit, so. Oh, I think I can see this tank split right here. I'm almost positive that right in there, let me get my light. Oh yeah, this thing's split. So my big question is to all you YouTubers, what do you think caused this tank to split? Is it just a poor design? Was there an overpressure condition? I don't know. I'm looking right there. I'm expecting some smoke to roll out any second. Well, it's getting an intercooler. We're gonna go ahead and do it to it. All right, guys, so this thing has definitely blown apart there. If you can see this, definitely come apart. No question about it, separated. I don't know why. There's an awful lot of oil in here. A little bit of oil everywhere. I don't know if that's something with the PZV system leaking. I don't think we'd have a leak on the pressure side for oil of the turbo. But I got a bonus. Check this out. I got another boost sensor. I think that's the boost sensor right there. Got a brand new one. Came with this AC Delco unit. I ought to put my retaining clips in. All right, guys, I got this thing pretty well put back together. I've got our snorkel back on up top. Everything else seems like it's buttoned up. I talked to a bunch of Facebook friends and different groups on Facebook and a couple other people, and they say a little bit of oil in the intercooler is normal. Guys, I got to tell you, I've never in my career actually replaced an intercooler myself. I stopped wrenching about 12 years ago, so I really haven't turned a wrench on these newer vehicles like this. This is a new experience for me, so I don't know how much oil should be in there or whatnot. I was kind of concerned, so let's see what we got on the scan tool. And the first thing I'm going to do before I even start it up, I want to check my codes. I'm expecting to have maybe a code or two I didn't have before. I don't know if I had the key on or off at what times during my testing, but we're going to go directly to the engine control module. Don't need to do a complete vehicle DTC scan. I want to go right here to the engine control module to read fault code, DTC display. And the big thing I'm looking for is when we start this thing up, okay, turbo boost sensor performance, I might have had a key on without having that plugged in. Boost sensor high. Quite a few codes there. I'm going to go ahead and clear these out. I'm fine with that because we have a report saved from before. And let's go ahead back out to the vehicle here and see what happens. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see. It's awfully bright outside. Let's see what we can come up with here. Okay. So it's rescanning. No DTCs. So let's go ahead back into our data stream. And if you remember before in induction data, we showed that we had, I think, 0 boost at idle, and a desired boost was about 3 psi. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take a look at our barrel, our boost pressure. I don't mind seeing my battery voltage too. That's always something. Desired boost. I like to always look at my ignition 1 voltage. That's always something to take a look at. I don't know what the 2 mass airflow PIDs are here, but we're going to go ahead and select both of these. And let's go ahead and, what else we got? Bypass command. I think that's enough. Let me just go ahead and hit OK and see what we're looking at here before I start it. That's the big thing. Barrel sensor is 3.8 volts. Boost pressure is at 0.14. Boost pressure sensor is 14.21. You know what? I gotta go back here. Let me go back here. I think I'm missing a barrel. There's a barrel sensor, and I want this barrel too. Hit OK. I didn't save my data PID list that I had before, so I just want to make sure we're still reading the same barrel. And you can see we're at 14.06. Perfect. Boost pressure is 0.14. Before that was reading 0. But I'm going to go ahead and start this, and we're going to watch our desired and our actual boost pressure here. So we actually are developing some boost PSI. I do feel a little bit of roughness in this engine. I'm not going to lie about that. Definitely something going on for a second, but it's starting to smooth out. Let me go ahead and hit throttle once. So you saw we're developing boost, and we don't have an overboost condition right now. So I think this vehicle is going to be happy. I have a little bit of a tip-in hesitation still, I think. Really hard to tell there. I want to take a look at my fuel trims. Let's go ahead and look at our fuel trim data. I love fuel trims, that's the best. Let's see, fuel injection data, fuel system, fuel trim data. I do have the GM GDS2 software, but I figure let's do what the average mechanic has, something generic. Top down's pretty good, not too bad. Working out well for the most part, I can't complain. Alright, so let me see. Manifold pressure. So long-term fuel trims, -4. Alright. I like this data PID with and without purge. See that? Do you see that? That's awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at our scan data, our induction data. Before, you remember we had 0 boost going on. And I'm going to select all because it's a lot to look at. Ooh, it already feels better. I have a friend driving. We actually moved. Yeah, before it was a dog. 0 PSI boost. I'm going to select all these and hit OK. Yeah, I think this thing's fixed. I can tell you already. It's very peppy. I can tell just by the way we're driving down the road here. I'm going to take a look at our boost pressure. Right now, we're at, we can see this thing going up to 6 pounds, 7, 15, 20. Oh yeah, we got gonads again. How about that? All right, I'm happy. I'm gonna go ahead and drive it for a while, and then we'll probably end up shipping this thing. Hey, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch. If you like this content, please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.